I'm going to try this again. I tried reading this book and putting it on YouTube on my channel because I'm trying to warn people and I want other people to be warned. This is the book 23 Minutes in Hell by Bill Wiese. It says one man's story about what he saw, heard, and felt in that place of torment. So I will read the part where he was taken to hell. This is the 10th, the 10th anniversary edition. So here we go. Yeah, people didn't really believe in hell that much. It's been 10 years since he published the first book, and he goes around, all around the world, speaking about it. This starts out with a word of warning. On Sunday, November 22nd, 1998, my wife Annette and I spent the evening at the home of one of our close friends. There was nothing unusual about that night. Annette and I headed home around 11 p.m. and we fell into bed shortly before midnight, unaware that my life was about to be changed forever by an event I still find hard to explain. Hours later, I woke up and got out of bed to get a drink of water. I glanced at the clock and saw that it was 3 a.m. Then, without any notice, I found myself being hurled through the air and then falling to the ground completely out of control. I landed in what appeared to be a prison cell. The walls of the cell were made out of rough-hewn stone and had a door made of what appeared to be thick metal bars. I was completely naked, which added to the vulnerability of a captive. This was not a dream. I was actually in this strange place, fully awake and cognizant. I had no idea what had happened, how I had traveled, or why I was there until it was shown to me and later explained during my journey. The very first thing I noticed was the temperature. It was so hot, far beyond any possibility of sustaining life. It was so hot that I wondered, why am I still alive? How could I survive such intense heat? My flesh should have disintegrated off my body. The reality was it didn't. This wasn't a nightmare. It was real. The severity of this heat had the effect of taking every ounce of strength out of me. I wasn't fully aware of it, but I had fallen into hell. If you are like most people, you probably opened this book out of pure curiosity. Somewhere in the back of your mind, you may be thinking, did this man really go to hell? Hell as in fire, burning, and torment? Or maybe you think I'm making the whole thing up because no one could go to hell and live to tell about it. You might not even believe there is a hell. If you do believe in a literal hell, you probably think the only reason God would summon someone to hell is if that person was evil and deserved it, right? Well, in my case, it was none of the above. Yes, I was taken to a literal burning hell, and no, it had nothing to do with being good or bad. The reason I was shown this place was to bring back a message of warning. My story is not one that seeks to condemn you, but rather to inform you that hell is a real place. It does exist. God's desire is that no one go there. But the sad and simple fact is people make the choice to go to hell every day. Today in our society, warnings serve to protect us from harm. Not only are warnings welcome guideposts, but also we expect them to be posted on everything from toothpaste to real estate. For instance, in the real estate industry, contracts are written to protect the buyer and disclose to that buyer all facts known. In fact, the buyer would be outraged if he or she were not given full disclosure. What loving parent does not warn his or her children not to play in a busy street? When the sky turns dark and the winds increase, we look to our local news channel to communicate tornado or hurricane warnings. So why is it that when God warns us of what will happen if we travel down the wrong road, we are quick to say he is myopic and condemning, or we say he is judgmental? The truth is he warns us because he is a good God, one who loves us and wants to help, guide, and protect us. Personally, his warnings are most welcome in my life. This experience is not something I asked for or ever wanted. Being of a conservative nature, being associated with something seemingly so radical is not comfortable for me. However, I am able to overlook my discomfort in light of God's overall perspective. I have since discovered that my story coincides with what Scripture details about hell. This is of far greater importance than what I have to say. I'm sorry. I don't know what I ate something a while ago that's making me burp. My horrifying journey felt like it lasted an eternity, but in actuality, it lasted less than half an hour. Those 23 minutes were more than enough to convince me that I would never, ever want to return, not even for one more minute. And it has now become my life's purpose to tell others what I saw, heard, and felt, so that whoever reads this story will be able to take the proper measures to steer clear of this place at all costs. My sincere hope is that this book is the closest you will ever come to experiencing this reality for yourself. Part 1. My experience in hell. The cell. Okay, so I'm going to stop this video, and I might start another one. Actually, I want you to tell me if you want me to continue reading this. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe, please. I love you all.